We're here with Jason Young, and today he will be speaking with us about budgeting and project management. Jason, can you share a bit about your experience and your current position?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Jason Young, and I currently run the Washington, D.C. office. I'm the general manager for David Axelrod's old public affairs firm. It's called ASGK Public Strategies, and we're headquartered in Chicago.
And what do you do in your current role?
So I'm the general manager, so I'm running the office, and we have a whole range of very exciting clients. We do the full gamut from media relations to advertising, and we have a variety of clients ranging from healthcare to energy and environment to financial services. Really exciting stuff, but all very much centered on federal policy and federal elites.
Interesting. What does a typical day in your job look like?
Well, I know everybody says there's no typical day, but it really is true. Probably the most typical day is one where I spend a very considerable portion of my time thinking about new business, of course. And then obviously, because the other side pays the bills, I have to think of existing clients, what their needs are, specifically what opportunities and threats are coming out of Congress and out of the regulatory structure, out of the administration.
And how did you get started creating budgets and managing timelines and working on implementation plans?
So, all of these things are always important when you're in public relations and public affairs, and I've been doing this for about a decade and a half now. But I really got good at this really through two jobs. The first was when I was running all communications for the American Psychiatric Association, which is the oldest medical specialty society in the country, very large organization, big budgets, big staff. And so it was just required to figure these things out. Then I went to a for-profit firm, to the Glover Park Group, where I founded and ran their health communications practice. And there, we just had a whole variety of clients that were working on health reform, all in favor of it, fortunately. And it was just required to keep the trains running on time, to know exactly what we needed to do to be successful for the client, what our team needed to be doing, and then of course across clients, because there can be issues of interference or downtime, and we really need to maximize our time.
What professional terms or phrases related to budgets, calendars, or implementation plans would you recommend that students know?
Well, when it comes to budgeting, I think people know most of the key terms there because we're all very comfortable with spending money. However, there are a couple key terms within budgeting that are probably worth knowing. Number one is how we all get paid, and people don't always know what a retainer is versus a project fee versus an hourly rate. But thinking about how we get paid and some of the risks that are associated with that, both from our perspective as people in the field, and then also within the context of who our bosses are, whether we're in-house or whether we're at a firm. We need to think about how we're all getting paid. Also, on the side of getting paid, I think a lot about different kinds of markups, administrative fees, commissions that we make, and so on, because they're important revenue streams that can't be forgotten about. When it comes to scheduling, the first thing that most people don't know is that a schedule actually has a formal name. It's called a Gantt chart, and no one ever spells it correctly, G-A-N-T-T. But I've had people spell it all the other ways you can imagine. And